So what I'll do is simply go to the interview data. Let me double click on the interview data and try to identify the codes that I can put under the primary themes. Let me give you an example of this first participant. So let's look at a question like this. Would you please tell me kind of what you know about the flu sickness? Well, I think everybody kind of knows what the symptoms are and things like that. I think a lot of people probably think they have the flu when they just have got a bad cold, which isn't necessarily, I suppose, about the virus itself, but more, I suppose, people's understanding of the virus. Now, that's great to hear. Then the participant says, I understand a little bit of sort about the vaccine science, about how there is a lot of different strains. And I believe, if my understanding is correct, they tend to, for the next year's vaccine, they tend to look up data and see what strains have been most prevalent in the year before. And that's how they decide how they are going to do the vaccine year after and things like that. I know that there is obviously the option of injected vaccine and also the nasal spray that is especially useful for children, and that's probably the extent of my knowledge right there. So here we can see that this falls under the parents' knowledge and perceptions about the flu. We can code this as knowledge about different flu strains. That can be a code, okay? I'm going to place this code under parents' knowledge about different flu strains. Is under the primary theme of parents' knowledge and perceptions about the flu. We can continue, and here, so the interviewer, who is called Timothy Price, asks, so do you think about flu like a serious illness or not so serious? Can you give me a sense for sort of how you think of it in that way? Now, the interviewee says, sort of both, in terms of it can be a dangerous disease. So here we can see these are the parents' perceptions about the flu. We can highlight this code, drag and drop it here, and we call this flu is a serious condition, and we click OK. Again, this one is under, we drag and drop it here. So this one will be under parents' perceptions and beliefs about the flu vaccine.